Hello everyone and welcome. Welcome to my channel, Guiding from Within. This week I'm going to be just looking at the weekly astrology forecast, and that is the week Sunday, March the 15th, all the way through to the 21st of March 2026. And I'm calling this the week between worlds, the week where we shift from one world into the next. The story of the week. So, the story of the week is that bridge between water and fire. It's that culmination of Pisces and it's the initiation of Aries. So, we begin and we start the week underwater in Pisces, and as we come out the other end of the week, we emerge into that fire energy in Aries. A cosmic reset unfolds. So imagine that we're standing with our feet in the ocean and the water's lapping around by our feet. And we've got that ebb and flow, that Piscean energy. And it's the moment just before dawn when it's darkest. And now the sun, it suddenly begins to rise over in the distance over the horizon. So behind you, you feel the tide pulling away. That's that Pisces energy. And ahead is the first spark of light, that initiation energy. That's Aries. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the key transits this week. So we've got the new moon in Pisces, and that's happening either on 18th of March or the 19th of March, depending on where you are in the world. So in the UK, it's happening on the 19th in the early hours of the morning. Then we have the sun entering Aries on the 20th of March. And also on the 20th of March, we have Mercury going direct. Now, both these transits happening on the 20th of March are also happening at the start of the astrological new year. So it has extra oomph, if I may. So let's take a look at the new moon in Pisces and what this entails. So 18th of March, but although I've just mentioned it's happening on the 19th of March in the UK, it's all about an emotional reset. So we're ending that Aquarius cycle and we're beginning the new Pisces cycle, although we're almost at the end of the sun being in the Pisces sign of the zodiac. And this brings with it heightened intuition and more creativity. Also, we might feel ourselves a little bit more sensitive. And with this new moon, it's like wiping a fogged mirror clean. Suddenly, everything becomes clear in front of you and you can see your own reflection again. It's like clearing the mist and realizing that everything now is all in pure focus. So, Pisces new moon themes. It's all about letting go, surrendering what we no longer need, getting rid of all the junk that is inside that we're holding on to, all the baggage that we need to let go, and looking at our dreams, the dreams that have been building over the last 3 or 4 weeks that we've been ruminating on, getting some of that detail out there and beginning to put them into some sort of picture where it's quite visceral, quite visual, and that we're able to take some form of action on. And releasing that emotional residue, trusting the intuition that comes from within, setting our intentions from the heart, knowing where that feeling's coming from our gut rather than from the mind, and being able to decipher the difference between our intuition and our negative mind or our repetitive mind. Pisces gathers everything that you've been carrying and it gently washes it away. Just like the tide that we talked about earlier, clearing that shoreline, it removes all the debris and creates space for what is to come. So, on the 20th of March, we see the sun entering Aries. This is like the cosmic matchstick. It's the start of the astrological new year, and it's where the fire returns with a passion. Motivation rises, The courage that is within gets lit and awakens. And this is the moment that the universe literally strikes a match. It's that spark energy, that initiation energy that becomes a flame. And some of the Aries season themes that we're going to see, it's about taking that action, looking and taking the courage within and initiating. So all of those dreams that we've held on to, we've gotten rid of the debris in the Piscean era, and we're beginning to form these new ideas, these new visions, these new ideas of projects for the future. And now we can take those bold steps. We can follow that instinct that is arising. So Aries is like that hero that steps out of the village and onto the path, not knowing necessarily where they're going and not needing a map, but just knowing that they've got the first step in the bag, and that is enough right now. That's all you need just to start the journey. So on the same day, we have Mercury stationing direct. Hey, I've been so excited for this to happen. So this is when we get a bit of clarity returning. Our communication will start to clear. You may notice that things become a little bit more focused, clear, less foggy. However, a slight caveat on that is that it's not going to clear its shadow period until about the 8th of April. But there'll definitely be a vibe shift around about now. And this will be where the delays start to lift. Those technical issues that have been bugging us for so long start to clear. Decisions become easier. Mercury direct is like that lighthouse flickering back on when the lights have been off previously, and suddenly lighting up the whole of the coastline so it all becomes visible again. And it helps us to see what has been missing, to see all the pieces where they lay, and to resolve any issues because now clarity is back. So we also still have Venus in Aries, and this is love with its running shoes on. It's very direct and bold, and it's bold in relationships. Our communication now is straight to the point and very passionate. This is like that first crush energy, and it's that spark before the thought. It's knowing what you want and going for it in a direct line and not really giving it too much thought or consideration, just jumping right in. And at the same time as having Venus in Aries, we have Mars in Pisces. So this is our motivation and it's more intuitive. The energy flows in waves rather than direct lines. It's inspired over discipline and it's emotionally driven. You might find yourself being a little bit more emotionally reactive in this time. But the trick is to take a pause when you find that your emotions are rising up, take a breath before acting. And the motivation is like a lantern underwater, glowing, but we must do something, we must swim towards it. So let's look at the day by day energy. So weekly flow. So Sunday through to Tuesday, it's going to be a soft, dreamy, reflective, inspired few days. We're still in that Piscean energy where everything's slow, flowy, very internally directed. Then, as we get to Wednesday, where the new moon resets everything and it brings up all that creativity, that intuition, we have the integration starting to happen on Thursday before we kick started into Friday, which is the start of the Aries season, and that Mercury with that forward momentum going direct again. So the energy and the vibe of Friday through from Wednesday or Thursday is going to feel significantly different. And Saturday is that full first day of fire. So the week begins in a bit of a mist and it ends in flame. So the signs that are most likely to be affected this week from the undertones and the currents that are in the environment will be firstly Pisces, because It's all about that emotional renewal. Aries, it's all about that rebirth. And you'll find that the mutable signs have those emotional shifts. And the cardinal signs, it's all about that new momentum, that fire energy that's coming in. But everybody will subtly feel the shift. But for Pisces and Aries placements, it's going to be felt most intensely. And how do we work with this energy this week? So, practical guidance is to set some intentions after we've rested up. So, take the time this week, whilst you can, whilst we've still got that Piscean, gentle Piscean flowing energy, to rest, to prepare ourselves for the weeks ahead. Take the moments that we can to go internally, sit in meditation and to take that deep rest. Release the old emotional patterns. Let go of all the stuff and the junk inside that has been holding us back. Those patterns that we notice that are not doing us any favours. And then, as the week progresses, around about the 20th of March is a really good time to start the new projects. Anything that's been bubbling up in our minds. Now, on the 20th of March, it gets the green light and we're ready to go. Have any important conversations after Mercury goes direct so that the communication lines are all flowing in the right direction. And let that tide wash away everything clean just before you take those leaps. So, weekly affirmations. Speak into the new cycle. I trust my intuition. I release what no longer serves me. I move forward with courage. I honour both rest and action. So, in summary, after we've taken a little bit of a rest at the beginning of the week and cleared out some of the gunk, let go of some of those behaviours that are no longer serving us, we have a cosmic reset, the soft dissolve into a bold new beginning. Let go before you leap. And thanks ever so much for stopping by. And I really look forward to seeing you all next week. Much love. Hope you all have a great week. Lots of love, Maria.